Hello there, fellow humans, and welcome to the T-34-3, because it is in the shop for 5.5k. Now there are good bundles for 5.5k, and then there is this, which is severely and utterly disappointing. Now there is also other things in the shop, like this one, but it's a meme. I wouldn't buy it. If you want to buy a meme, buy it, but it's not a serious premium tank in any means. So there is that. Same with this one, it's a meme. It's less of a meme than a TOG, and it's worse of a meme than a TOG, but, you know. Now, let's have a look at a T-34-3. Now, this thing is a worse bundle than a T-34, and also the Arctiga, and, I mean, the IS-6, but who cares about the IS-6 these days? You don't get the 30 days of premium, you don't get the creds. However, you do get a useless camouflage, you get ×5 that only apply to the T-34, which is, again, relatively useless. You get an avatar, which is useless. And you get a tank research certificate, which can be useful, so that is one good thing at least. And you get 2 useless collectible containers that are only there to make you buy more crates. So essentially, get a tank 5.5k gold. Whereas with a T-34 or the Arctiga 88, you do get a tank for essentially 4k or 3.5k even, and then you get actual good stuff on top of it. So let's also have a look at Blitz Stars and compare this thing, and obviously it immediately disqualifies it from being worth anything by having 175mm of AP penetration. The heat penetration is very good, however, with 175 of AP pen, this is not a good premium tank. No premium tank that has this low penetration is ever going to be good because you have to fire heat rounds a lot, and you're going to make significantly less creds than if you were to play a vehicle that actually has any form of penetration. So, yeah. Now, you do have 400 alpha damage, the camera has 440, the camera is a massively better vehicle. Now, there is that. So, essentially, yeah, it's still early in the morning, but anyway, 1 second aim time, which is relatively good, but the thing is, it doesn't really matter that much, because the rest of the tank is pretty bad. So, actually, it's horrible, the dispersion is also horrible, so essentially you have great aim time, but the rest is bad. You also only have 5 degrees of gun depression, which ruins all the point. Again, because even a Super Pershing has 10, a Chimera has 10, it is a massively better vehicle overall. In terms of mobility, it's pretty decent, so it's faster than some other tanks. It's somewhere on par with the Centurion 5.1. Then again, the Centurion 5.1 has a massively better gun, so then again, the T-34 loses there as well. And then in terms of the armor, I mean, you can already see that it's not doing very well in that comparison. Now, you can compare premium tank to premium tank, but you can't compare premium tank to tech tree tank in this comparison. Keep that in mind. So, the armor is solid, however, you can pen the turret and the cupolas on top of it, and the hull armor is going to be penned by pretty much anyone, be it tier 7s with premium rounds. So, there is essentially no armor to be had there. So, overall, what you have is you have a slightly faster and massively worse Chimera with a bit of a better turret, so nah. And with that said, let's play it, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We go with the T-34-3, which is impractical at best, and obviously you don't want to pay to lose, so I wouldn't recommend to buy this vehicle in any way, shape, or form, because essentially with the T-26, with the Super Pershing, you get away better, and that already says a lot about this vehicle. Now, you do have the 400 alpha damage. The problem, though, is what does 400 alpha damage help you when, first of all, you have a bad team, and when it's just impractical at best. Now, you do only have 5 degrees of gun depression, but it makes this tank unusable in a lot of good and useful positions, which is obviously not great. Gun depression is very important in the game, more important than you think. So, at that point, you also leave with 172mm of AP penetration, which makes you shoot heat a lot. Now, heat reduces your already abysmal DPM even further, and it does ruin how many crates you can make off the vehicle, so yeah, that ain't it. That is really not great. And that is a camping Chrysler. Alright, that's something new. But, haven't seen those camping yet, but here we are. Alright, Indian Panzer, he's just sitting there out in the open. So that is going to be some free extra damage here, and this should be a very easy win because the enemy team, I don't know what they're doing, but they're just, nah, I don't want to win today. That's how they're playing. Alright, RU-201, get rid of that. And now, Chrysler K is not going to be a threat if I go around this side. The Borsig, though, might be. Actually, he's not. And now, can go for the HE. No, I can't. And there we go. And now it is only 3 of them left, together with the Indian Panzer. Never mind. That is 3 of them left without the Indian Panzer. Now the Chrysler K is obviously going to aim at me. But if I do hold back far enough, I might be able to not get penned, but I'm going to get penned anyway, because this tank, not only does it have no gun depression and no penetration, it also seems to have no noticeable armor, at least on the front plate. Especially against the tier 8. You have no armor on the front on this vehicle, you might as well have 0 and invest more in mobility, but it doesn't, so yeah. Alright, Borsig, HE round into the Borsig, that's 3k damage, which is relatively solid. However, obviously I've been profiting a lot from being able to shoot at very lowly armored vehicles, so I have to add that in as well. Now I might get another shot onto the Chrysler and finish him off as well. But you can see that this was a very lucky game. It wasn't really attacked much, and when I was attacked, I got pinned, and that is obviously not great. Now, don't let this fool you. Anyone can play a tank well, but that doesn't mean that the tank is good. That just means the player knows how to compensate for the vehicle's weaknesses, and this one does have a lot of them. So here we go into the second one, and that's a better tank, that's a better tank, that's a better tank, and that's a better tank. So, nice. Well, not really, but the problem with this thing is, you do have the 400 alpha damage, which makes it somewhat usable. If it wouldn't have that, then it would be completely and utterly useless. But for this moment, you already have horrible DPM, essentially. So, the more you have to fire heat, the more DPM you're going to lose there as well. I have no idea what he's doing. Yeah, that's what he's doing. But, congratulations. So, at this point, you don't have much gun depression. You can do stuff like this if you know what you're doing. Where you can get yourself into positions where you can negate the absolute non-existence of it. However, in most cases, you won't be able to play a lot of very good positions, and that's obviously not great. And with the penetration also being very lacking, you saw that. Can't even pen the Panther, which is obviously not very great. Now, I do know there's no ISU on this team, so I'm kind of wary of being up here, because that might end up pretty badly. And there we go. Now, this position is obviously very helpful for me, because the way the hill's angled, you can use more gun depression that you have, pretty much because the hill angles towards the side. And that guy's probably aiming at me. I don't know if he does, though. Okay. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Now, you do have the excellent aim time, but the accuracy is not great. There are tanks with significantly better accuracy than this one. The Panther's one of them. So, that's a bit of a shame. I mean, I would rather play the Panther than this one, because the Panther is actually more usable all around. Whereas this one, it's a premium tank, but you're essentially paying for a tank that is worse than a significant portion of the tech tree vehicle. This is worse than a Pantera. This is worse than a Centurion 1. This is worse than a Pershing. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to pay to not win. Just about what this vehicle is. Alright, let's see. Nope, that ain't it. And now it is a 2 versus 4. Well, 1 versus 4. Yeah. Don't ask me how I know. It's after you experience all the horrible teams, you eventually know. So, yeah, team has disintegrated, which is nice. Now I'm gonna go back here and see what we can do in terms of damage. And, see. Nope, can't pen that. Can't pen that, yo. Yeah, 1.5k, which is pretty horrible. Alright. And I still... And even to get those 1.5k, I still had to use the hell trick there. So, yeah, you can see how inconvenient this thing can be if you put it into a bad situation rather than a good one. Alrighty, now... Can't peek the ISU, obviously, because I'll die, but the T-34 is going to peek me and kill me, so... There is that. 2 lessons from this video. Don't buy this tank, and if you have a bad team, don't play for win, play for damage. And with that said, thank you very much for watching. See you next one. Goodbye.